Hi sweet queens, you're welcome back to another tutorial. Today we're going to be recreating the style.
So the first thing I'm going to do from my lining, I'm going to cut out twice the gown length measurement with some extra, about 5 inches extra. My client's gown length is 60, so I'll measure that 62 times with extra 5. This style was from Style by Hasmi. Asma finished from here. She was my apprentice before she owned her own brand. I'm so proud of her. Asma, if you're watching this, a big shout out to you. First fold into 2. After measuring twice your gown length measurement with extra 5, you will now divide it into 2 equal half. One will be for the front and the other will be for the back. Okay. The second one on top of it, such that you are going to leave your zip allowance on the first one here, like this. Can you see? So this is our zip allowance. So this is going to be the center front. So all our measurements will start from this folded line. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is to roll my guideline so that I can have a starting point. You can see I left my zip allowance here. The whole of this space is not going to be the zip allowance, but it's about 2 inches. So that's where we are going to get the zip allowance from later on. So first I'll measure down the length of the armhole. I'm using 9 for the armhole length. Then I'm going to measure our waist length. Our waist length is 17. Then the hip line, our hip line is 27. And also the gown length. The gown length is 60. So don't forget, all our measurements will start from this line. So this is the guideline, which is going to be the shoulder. This is the armhole length, which is going to be our chest line. This is the waist line, the hip line, and we have the length of the gown over here. So I'll come to the shoulder. I will input the shoulder measurement. The shoulder is 15 divided by 2, that will be 7.5. I'll put the 7.5. And I'll roll this line straight down to the chest line. I'm going to measure 3 inches inward on the shoulder this way. And I'll come to the tip of the shoulder here. I'll measure 1 inch downward. 1 inch. I'll connect the points together. Then I'll add ½ inch to that line for shoulder seam allowance. Can you see? Then you can straight up finish the armhole by placing your French cuff, touching the chest line and also touching the chest line and also touching the armhole line to get your armhole cuff for the back armhole first, this way. Then you locate the middle of the armhole line. Then at that midpoint, you come in by ½ inch. Then you connect it back to the shoulder tip and also blend it to the chest line. So that will give you your front armhole length. Don't forget we're cutting front and back together. Like this. Can you see? So the next thing, we are going to put the neck width. I'm going to be making it to be 3.5 inches. 3.5. Then for the back neck depth, I'm going to be making that to be 2 inches. I'll connect it together this way. Then for the front neck depth, I'm going to be making that to be 6.5. It's a V neckline, so I'll connect it together. So once we are done with this upper part, the next thing is for us to input our circumference measurements. Our measurement is starting from this folded edge. So on the chest line, I'm going to put the bust circumference divided by 4. My client bust circumference is 40 divided by 4, that will be 10. I'll put 10 because it's a free dress, so I'll add ½ inch ease, and then I'm going to put my same allowance. Okay, then I'll come to the waistline. I'll put the waist circumference divided by 4. My client's waist circumference is 32 divided by 4, that will be 8 inches. I'm going to put ease, and then I'll put my same allowance. Then I'll come to the hip line. I'm going to put the hip measurement divided by 4. My client's hip is 44 divided by 4, that will be 11. Put the 11. Then ease of half inch, and then my seam allowance. So next is to come to the hemline. Because it's a straight dress, if you like you can make it a shape, but I'm going to be making hers to be straight dress because there will be pleating at the back. So whatever thing I have on the hip line here, I'm going to minus 1 inch and I'll put it at the hemline. So here the total thing I have is 13. So I'm going to make it to be 12 inches. 12 inches. So I put 12 inches at the hemline. So work with your own measurement, please. Then I'm going to connect all the points together. So this is what I have. The next thing is to put our zip allowance. So I'll come to the shoulder line. Starting from this folded edge, I'm going to measure towards this side, 1.5 for the zip allowance. On the waistline, I'm going to measure 3/4 for the zip allowance on the waistline. Then at the hip line, I'll also measure 1.5 inch. Then I'll connect these points together, and then from the hip line straight down to the hem line. So I'm going to cut it out now, but first we'll cut on the back neckline as well as the back armhole. We are done cutting, so we're going to be using this lining to cut out the main fabric. Okay, and on our main fabric we're going to be adding seam allowance of 2 inches to the hemline from the main fabric. So starting with the front, I'm going to cut off the front neckline. Then the shoulder, the armhole, the front armhole, and you see I added 2 inches for the hemi allowance at the lower parts, and also I cut off the front neckline as well as the front armhole. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'll also use this to cut out the lace that will be on top of the front. It's supposed to be on the left. It's a rule of thumb. I am not placing this lace on fold. The lace is not on fold. Yes, about 5 inches. Then I'll cut out the shape. Okay, done. What I'm going to do now is just for me to put hemming gum and marry the lace together with the body. I added 2 inches to the hemline for the hemming allowance.
Starting with the front, I'm going to be sewing the lining and the fabric together. Just place them together on top of each other like the way you see me doing here, and you're going to stitch around the neckline. And when you're done stitching the neckline, you're going to notch,
the same.
and then you're going to stitch the lining so that the lining will not be showing from the good side when you're done. Next, you are going to mash up the lining together with the lower part of the Ankara fabric, and you're going to sew
stitch the
hemline
together.
Then after that, you go back to the side seam at the underarm, and you're going to stitch the side seam together.
When I get to the position that I notched for the pocket,
when you're doing this, you're going to be inserting your pocket in between the lining and the fabric in case you want it to have pockets.
Iron it. The front is ready. So this is the part that I cut out that we are going to be using to create the pleating at the back side of it. So I have to fold the down part first.
The length is 24 inches and then the width is 45. You know the width of Ankara, yeah, that's the width. So the part that I'm holding here is the back of the dress. So I'll locate the hemline of the back. Then, you know, we added extra 2 inches for the hemming allowance. So you measure that 2 inches upward and notch. That's the place that the pleating panel will start from. So you just place the panel that you already hemmed the lower part for the pleating. You place them on top of each other like this, right side to right side, and you're going to be stitching it at that zip allowance part. Okay, so just mash it together the way I'm doing.
I'm going to stitch this way, right side facing right side. So I will also sew the other side to the second side of the back. I've joined it together with the back. Can you see? I've joined this together. So the next thing is just to use your lining to turn it the way you usually turn with your lining. Okay, no serene. First, you stitch on the neckline. You go back to the hem line, match the lining together with the fabric. Next, you go back to the underarm. You stitch the side seam together. When you reach where you notch for your pockets, don't forget to insert the pockets. Okay, so I'm done with the side seam. So you go back to the zip allowance parts and you stitch. So when you get to this point where you have the pleated something on the other side of the back, just shook it inside, push it inside the lining like this, and you stitch. But when you are stitching, be sure you are not catching those things that you just pushed inside. Okay, you see your previous seam line there, just follow it.
The reason why I didn't fast forward all these parts is because I want us to see it very well. Because all these things are simple, just that you have to follow some steps, okay? So it's pretty simple, but just do it the way I've done it here so that you can achieve a clean and beautiful result.
Then you shook a hand inside the armhole and bring everything out to the good side. So repeat the same step on the other side of the back. So you iron it now.
When you're done ironing, the next thing is just to use your zipper to match where you want the zipper to stop. And then from that place that you mark, you're going to stitch it all the way down to like 1 inch or half inch below where the pleated part starts from. Next, you're going to fix your zipper.
So we are done. Wait. We are done fixing the zipper. So the next thing you have to do to the back is just to create your pleat. I've showed you how to create this pleat several times, but you just watch me do it.
When you're done creating the pleats, you will stitch the upper part down. I'm done with the back, so I'll put it aside. Then I'll work on the front again. Then I'm just going to attach the applique the way I'm doing right now. Next thing now is just to join the front and back together at the shoulder, and after that you attach your sleeve and you're going to close the side after confirming your measurement. Don't forget you can have any type of sleeve, but I made this cute sleeve for it just the way is seen on the style she requested for. So if you want me to drop a tutorial of how I made the sleeve, let me know in the comment section so that I can upload the tutorial. Otherwise, we'll move to the next one. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye. Just go up the stairs. Oh, the hand is everything.
That's why I said I will just hold his head like this. So that will feel it.
Yes, this is it.
I need to feel the hand. And when we finish our tea, we are not the same.
Okay.
Clothes and makeup cannot waste.
Okay.